And welcome into 2022, another year, another winter, and some good conversation coming up here as we talk about important things like energy efficiency. Of course, you know us, we at Project Home, we are continuing to lead the charge in weatherization and do everything we can, helping people stay comfortable and bringing down their energy bills this time of year. And it's a great time to talk with our friends over at MG&E. So we talk to Laura Paprocki now, because they do so much on that same front, a little bit differently, but still with all the same goals. Laura, how are you doing?
Good. Trying to stay warm. It's definitely brisk out there.
I do know, I remember your trick about keeping your feet warm, right? Isn't that one of your key goals?
Yes.
Do you have, all right, we'll start off this way. Do you have fuzzy slippers that you wear in the house?
I do, yes. But I also have that heating pad when necessary. Just plop the feet over that. Whole body's warm instantly.
You're not going to show us the slippers right now, are you?
We'll save that for next episode.
Okay.
Just, really keep people hanging.
Sounds good. I've got a mental picture right now here. I'm just imagining what's on your feet. All right, let's talk about other ways to stay warm. And one of those really is, like we've talked about, making homes more energy efficient. MG&E has been helping on that front for a long time. You give so many great tips, energy saving tips and strategies for people this time of year especially. Talk to us about why that's so important and what some of those tips are, especially this time of the year.
I'll always beat the drum of having an energy audit. Nothing beats a professional coming into your house and strategizing with you about what might make sense for your house, because your house is going to be different than your neighbor's house and, your aunt's house and your brother's house. So to have that really specific audit where you can get that laundry list of what makes the most sense, in what order and what kind of timeline is priceless, because oftentimes people, we aren't well educated on attics and sidewalls and sill boxes and foundation walls, right? And this is why we hire professionals. So I will always beat the energy audit drum. And then, you are in control. So make sure you control the thermostat every time that, you can turn that thermostat down in winter and just recognize if you're not home, if you're sleeping, that can go down to 60 or below. And then there's just a slew of so many other things. We're so fortunate, right, Jason, to have Focus on Energy in the state of Wisconsin. They are able to provide most folks whose utilities participate in Focus on Energy a free kit every year with energy saving products. And people are eligible for those now, one per calendar year. And one of the things I love in those kits is the advanced power strip. So one of the things that people can do and have control over is their plug loads. And when I say plug loads, I just mean literally all those things that you plug into outlets and then just kind of forget about. And some of those things still continue to go on and use energy, and even when they're in like an off mode, right? We know this to be standby or phantom energy. And so now we have a tool, that advanced power strip, to control that phantom energy a little bit more. And MG&E has, we have got a great website where you can go and check in, and all our tips and tricks are there. And we also have, our Ask the Expert email, and then our home energy line. So people can call in anytime and ask for advice.
I also love that you guys have simple tips, easy, actionable things for people right here on your website. There's so much there and so much good information and connections to other resources too, that you guys are making it as easy as possible for everyone to participate in saving energy. And I think that's great.
Yeah. And one thing I really want to point out while you have the website up is anybody who's a renter, and there's a lot of renters out there, don't forget, or if you're buying a new home, we offer a high, low, and average of the last 12 months of all the properties in our territory. I mean, what an amazing tool, because if you're a renter, you've got to understand that that place, that apartment could have electric heat. Maybe it's just rolled, maybe heating is rolled into your rent. Who knows? But these are questions you have to ask, because we often get calls in once people have moved into a new space. And then they do that oftentimes in summer. And then when winter rolls around, we get the call like, why did my bill just spike? And the beauty is we provide that resource for every property in our territory. So you'll know, what's my highest bill going to be? What's my average bill going to be? and really trying to drive people towards that tool.
And I think too, a lot of times, those things start with two things, right? Comfort and, like you just mentioned, the bill. If the bill jumps up, people are like, whoa, what's going on here? But anytime you move, it's a new experience. That's a new structure. It's a new place. Like, you really don't know until you have that first winter, unless, like you said, maybe you've had an energy audit, which can show you where some of the problem areas might be and how to address them. So there's a lot to it, but I think the things that make people take action and want to take action are that comfort and that bill. So start there and then branch out from there to see how far you can take it.
Absolutely. And, no measure is too small. I think in a day and age when there's so much information that's really easy to get overwhelmed. And I just keep telling people you start anywhere, because right now we know that no action is too small. I mean, this is really true. It's about using energy efficiently. But at this point, it's about managing our collective energy use. And so MG&E has great programs, like MG&E Connect. In March and April, we'll be able to enroll more people in that. MG&E Connect is where, you allow us to control your thermostat in those on those days where it's very hot and humid and the grid is going, we're going to hit peak loads. And we have a program where you can enroll, you get a gift, you get rewarded each season that you stay within the MG&E Connect program. And what that does is it does help you save energy, but what it really does is it helps reduce the strain on the grid. And that in the bigger picture, Jason, helps reduce energy costs from a higher standpoint. But it all matters. And now this is how we all will have to approach energy efficiency. So you might just have one thermostat, but when we put all those thermostats together and we use them in a way that actually supports our grid in that moment in time when everybody wants their AC on and it is hotter than heck and humid, that is where people can feel like they are making a difference. So people can sign up for MG&E Connect as well. Like I said, right now there's a wait list, but we'll be opening in March and April. And it's easy. You stay for that cooling season. There might be 3 or 4 events that are called where, we are gonna, control your thermostat. But we don't ever let that temperature waver more than about 4 degrees. And if you need to override it at any point, let's say, you have somebody with a health concern at your house that day, you just override it and you're not going to get kicked out of the program. So there are lots of ways, and there will continue to be even more ways that people will collectively be able to make a difference.
Yeah, it's a really interesting program and an option for people, which is great. The one thing that I keep seeing, the more I looked at things on your website, is you understand that as an energy company, you're trying to lead the way, but that we can't do this without everybody participating. So it has to be done together collectively, just like you said. So that's kind of the challenge and kind of the piece to everyone to realize that, hey, these resources are there to help lead us all to be a sustainable community moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Our since establishing we call it our 2030 framework back in 2015, we kind of projected forward and we're coming up with sustainability goals. And since then, I'm happy to share that we have increased our renewable portfolio, by the end of 2022, by 675%. So since creating that framework, we are moving forward, and MG&E is doing that with our goal and our vision out there, but the pace is to be determined. And part of that pace for reaching that goal are our customers. And so we have always said, if we can go further faster with the help of our customers, we absolutely will. So when I say it matters whether you walk out of that room and leave that light on or not. It does, because everybody out there is part of the further faster. MG&E we want to blaze, right? We want to reach our 2050 goals of having net zero carbon electricity. But everybody plays a part in reaching that goal.
And there's so much good information when you just plug into the MG&E website. You can branch right off and learn more specifically about the net zero carbon by 2050, about the energy 2030. Some of the research and information that was done before you even launched those plans, I think, it's accessible on your website. So people that really want to understand everything MG&E has put into this, the decision making, the process, the information is there. And for people that are seeking that information, it's really good maybe to help you get motivated and maybe talk to others and help educate more people in the community about it.
Yeah, we always, we are rallying around and committed to engaging our customers around energy efficiency. So we will never stop talking about energy efficiency, and no one in their right mind should, because it's always going to be about chipping away at that, right? Just using less is always going to be better, right? Even when we bring renewables on, even when every coal plant everywhere is been decommissioned and renewables are running, it doesn't mean that we can just let her rip, right? It's going to be probably even more important at that point that we are responsible in the way that we use our energy, and use it efficiently.
So, Laura, talk to us a little more too about some other initiatives with green power advancements there. And then also, I know you guys have done a lot with electric vehicles, and there are a number of things coming in the next few years on EVs. But MG&E is trying to get people aware of it and it on everyone's radar. So when a lot of these vehicle makers put out these new electric vehicles, people understand them, understand the benefits, and which ones are out there for them to utilize.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. Really good point. So we have a number of people that their main goal is to educate around EVs, to form relationships with dealerships, and the sales around EVs to really promote education, and then also around charging as well. Because while EVs are very exciting, it's a huge change for people in terms of, range anxiety. Where's the next charging station? How do I even go about getting a charging station? So MG&E has a really nice program, Charge at Home program, where if you don't want to foot the bill right up front for a charging station being installed in your home, we help with that process. We help financially, and we help with the process in terms of we take care of the electrician. They come, take a look at your home, and typically, not always, but typically we can, oh gosh, and I think it's about $20 a month. For 5 years, you will have your charging station, and you don't have to beat your head against the wall figuring out, the whole process. We have that taken care of for you. And then, our Love EV, like we have a whole website dedicated to EVs and helping people understand the savings you're going to get, the footprint change you'll have, and we're always educating. We have these great EV 101 events where we have homeowners, EV owners in our territory who come and just bring their EVs, and they have them open, and people from the public, they're usually held at libraries or at other public locations, and people can come and take a look at all these EVs, and it's really hands-on. It's super fun, and MG&E realizes that yes, energy efficiency is huge towards moving towards our goals, but so is cleaning transportation. So we have goals and plans to continue providing charging stations to our community. All of these things are moving towards that deep decarbonization through electrification. And this is good, but it also means change. And that can be scary.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. But I love the things you pointed out about how MG&E is assisting people, that have some of those concerns about charging and where to charge. And then the fact that you have a 50% discount using an MG&E public station to charge, That's pretty
Yes.
amazing too. So there's all these incentives built in, ways to make it easier, ways for people to accept that change a little bit easier.
Yeah, sometimes there's so many programs and so many things going on. It's such an exciting time to be part of the energy world. So much change, so many new things coming on that you almost forget, like, okay, what are we going to talk about? What do we tell people about? Because there are so many programs. Like, for example, Green Power Tomorrow. Let's say that you are working on that energy efficiency goal, and then you get to the point where you feel like, all right, I whittled it down. Now I want to make sure I'm sourcing my energy from the greenest sources possible. But let's say for some reason you cannot put solar on your roof. We have two fantastic programs. One is Green Power Tomorrow. You can opt to pay slightly more, about a penny more per kilowatt hour, which for our average customer means about $5 extra a month, not even, to know that your power is coming from wind power. And we also have another program called Shared Solar. Now, right now, Shared Solar, we had two different projects. They both sold out. I've got my fingers crossed that we will be able to provide another Shared Solar program. But what that does is it offers people the chance to buy into and reserve a certain portion of their energy from local solar projects. Our household, Jason, for example, we signed up for the last Shared Solar project. We get 50% of our electricity from the local Shared Solar project, and then we get our other 50% from Green Power Tomorrow. Do we pay more each month? Yes. Do I feel like it's worth it? Is it supporting the cause? Yes, because we don't have solar on our roof right now. We just aren't in the position because of the age of our roof right now and some trees to have that. But in lieu of that, we had the energy audit. We've beefed up all of our insulation, and now we are using 100% renewable electricity. So there are many programs that our customers can take advantage of.
A lot of people will do that. They understand maybe there's a little bit of a increased cost currently to do the right thing, and also in the long run, it's actually going to save you money, right? Because if these advancements happen, so it's a little bit of that investment now to make things better later. And who doesn't want to be a part of that?
Yeah, and actually, I get so excited talking about all these things. I forget about all the number crunching, but being an engineer, I can't forget Shared Solar in the long run, because when you start participating, that 50% of your electricity that you're purchasing through that program, while there's an upfront fee, even when you consider that in, your price for electricity for that 50% of your electricity is locked in. So if other electricity prices increase over the years with natural inflation, yours will not. And so by saying, like, in the long run, there's savings, in this case, there actually are, not just environmentally, but financially.
I love the fact that MG&E has tackled so many of these different areas, made them accessible to our community and to customers, and then also trying to lead by example and lead the way. I think the work that you do is incredible, and continuing with education. And we also, of course, appreciate your support with our education classes here at Project Home to make sure that we're getting information out to homeowners on different ways they can repair their homes, make their homes more energy efficient, and just live in a sustainable house and make it that way for them. So that support and that education is really vital, and we appreciate that help too.
Absolutely. Thanks for being parts of Boots on the Ground to get people educated and stay people motivated to want to save energy. And I have to give a little shout out to MG&E. 2020, we were ranked number one out of 80 utilities for reliability. So while talking about energy efficiency is like always top of my brain, we can't forget that we are providing an essential service to our customers. And we have taken that seriously and safely and reliably. And that matters, because as much as people want to save energy, they also want to know it's there, it's reliable, and it's safe. That's one thing I know I'm really proud about being a team member at MG&E, to say that, we are your local community energy partner, and we're doing it well.
Laura, thanks for all the information. all of your time and work that you and the team at MG&E do. We appreciate it. And let's stay on top in 2021, 2022. Let's just keep it going, right?
Yeah, same to you, Jason. Project Home, we love your crews. We love all the hard work you do. We know that when it comes to boots on the ground, you are it. So thank you for all the weatherization work, all the education, and onward.
Resources are there. Just head to mge.com. You can find out all that information. Of course, more about Project Home right on our website too, projecthomewi.org. That's it for this episode. Hopefully you took some of that info in. Laura, have a great 2022. We'll talk to you again later, okay?
See you later, Jason.